name's Kurt Breitfuss. I am owner and president of Jones Commodities. I'm located in Monterey, California, and I am launching a platform of limited partnership funds called High Sierra Direct. Each of these funds will have single manager advisors. For example, it would be High Sierra Direct Maynard, High Sierra Direct Diamond, High Sierra Direct T2, et cetera. So as I add more and more managers, we'll have dedicated funds for each of these managers on the platform. What I've done is I've created a platform of limited partnerships or funds that access emerging managers at a greatly reduced capital requirement. A lot of managed accounts require $1 million or $2 million minimums. This platform of funds that I've created has access to those same managers at 1/10 or 1/20th the capital requirement of a managed account. These are, right now I currently have 3. I'll be adding a 4th manager to the platform, and they're all what I deem outstanding emerging managers. Well, I've been in this business now just under 30 years. My father-in-law was a commodities trader. He started in 1965, and I joined him in 1986. And my father-in-law started a fund called the High Sierra Fund in 1984. So that fund's now been around for 30 years. We've had most of our success, I would say, in this fund has come from emerging managers that over time proved themselves out and became some of the household names of our industry. And if you look at the record of our fund, we've compounded out at an annual rate of 16.2%. We've had a lifetime Sharpe of 1.08. Our worst drawdown has been just a bit in excess of 25%. But we've weathered the storms and the ups and downs and have had a long successful record. And again, a lot of it's been attributed to finding very strong emerging managers at the start of their programs and identifying them at early stages. And it hasn't all been successful. We have had money with other emerging managers that haven't worked out, but if you look at the big picture of what we've created here, it's really been a very successful journey for us. Well, again, it's a lot of emerging managers only offer managed accounts. And again, they tend to have high minimums. And it's kind of a tough road for an emerging manager to build up a track record, show the investing community what they can actually provide to their non-correlation to the equities and that sort of thing. And so what's unique about this is we're offering the exact same program. I don't charge any additional fees on top of the manager fees. So whatever the manager charges is what gets charged to the client. And yet it allows, and again, these are accredited investor funds. So it allows investors that may not have ever had exposure into the managed future space the ability to dip their toe in the water, give it a try with some of these managers, at again, very reduced levels of capital requirements. And, and it's unique in that sense. A lot of funds out there that access managers are more costly with layered fees. And again, you don't generally find access points to managers that really show a lot of promise at early stages. Once again, I made a concerted effort to offer these to accredited investors. the managed future space is generally required qualified eligible participants, access to a lot of these programs. So, we've created the platform, to allow those that may not have had exposure in the past alternatives, at least to give it a try. Secondly, one point I want to bring out is that the managers on the platform currently are all historically have had shown no correlation to one another. Slightly negative, zero, slightly positive. And as I build out additional funds within this platform, that's my goal, is to look back over 3-year trailing performance windows. And a benefit there is that the client may have exposure to a certain strategy, and they want to maybe beef up exposure into another strategy. So these will all be independent strategies from one another. They'll all be non-correlated to one another. One of the managers is a longer term or medium to longer term trader. He trades about 40 markets, very diversified. His trading actually dates back to 2004. He had a partner in another firm, went out on his own about 3 years ago. I've had my fund money with this particular trader for about 1.5 years and have experienced some very nice returns. A second trader I funded about 3.5 years ago with my fund's assets, have had an exceptional run with this trader. They break their portfolio into, they trade just the S&P E-mini futures. They trend follow, they use half the capital for a trend following approach and the other half to selling option premium, but they will do have some counter trend signals that will cover some of their long or short directional exposure. And then the third is a trader that I helped start up about 4.5 years ago. I own 30% of this particular manager. Have had money with them since the initial offering. Again, have done quite well. Trade just the E-mini S&P as well, but it's much more active than the second one I just described. So all in all, again, if you look at a matrix of these 3 managers, zero correlation among them, all doing something a little bit different. The fourth manager I plan to add is trades just energy markets only, both directional futures trades and spread trading with options. And I've had money with this firm as well for about 1 year now. So that's my plan. Any additional funds that I'll add to my platform over time, one of my requirements is that I've of course done all my due diligence, but I've actually had my assets or fund assets in place for a while, develop these relationships out before before I sign off and place them on the platform. Our fund that's been around 30 years has always been administered by a firm called Uncar Systems out of San Jose, California. We're located in California as well. And so they will administer for these platform of funds. They will calculate monthly returns, mail statements. Each of these funds will have a CUSIP number with various custodians so that RIAs will be able to click on the fund and generate reports, et cetera. The funds will be audited every year by Mike Cogliani's CPA. So once again, we'll have distribution of monthly numbers. And I have a dedicated website as well where I'll post weekly returns for each of these funds via the website. Well, I just think this is what I've created here is a great opportunity for accredited investors to discover this space in managed futures. And this platform will have the flexibility for an investor to view each of the offerings, determine their own weighting between the funds, if they feel as though they like more exposure to one versus another, or they have the option to, they basically become the portfolio manager themselves, with the assistance of their financial advisor. But it gives them access to what I believe are outstanding emerging managers that are uncorrelated to one another. So it's really a unique and again, very effective cost structure, and it offers a great opportunity going forward in this space for investors to participate.